Hello, 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 and welcome to another one line of code. I am late. Nice to meet you. I am also one lion. I am also Umberto. I am also Guy. Hey, you person over there, dude in the corner, weird kid. Call me whatever you want. Just be respectful to other people that hear you. See it. Anyway, hi TBD Gamer. Hi Big Gamey. So, two amazing streamers right there, right off the bat. We get some really cool people in our stream. I'm going to start off with Big Gamey because he was first. Big Gamey is an amazing game developer working on a game called Homeward Hound. Typically on Monday, Wednesday, Friday when he gets his PC repaired and working and just not being as much of a pain as it is. So sad. And TBD Gamer is just now going to his stand-up. Hopefully it doesn't take as long as my stand-ups take with the PM. I think it's almost ready. Yes, that is good news to hear, Big Gamey. I hope we get to catch you, but no pressure. No, I don't want to add stress to something that already seems annoying and stressful. I'm sorry that all happened to you. I feel your pain. So anyway, working on a game called Homeward Hound on Mondays and Wednesdays, and then on Fridays he does a derail stream where he works on a zombie game and just has fun overall. And it's always fun on his channel, so definitely check him out. Follow him if you're not already. Amazing guy. TBD Gamer streams. Oh, and Big Gamey usually streams around 2 hours from now, which again, time changed in the US, so we are now, it feels like to everyone else that we are doing things an hour before we used to do them. So I need to send out my announcement because there may be some people in the EU that are still on normal time, normal people time, and they don't know that time changed in the US. So anyway, so 2 hours from now is when Big Gamey typically streams. Watch out for his stream. If you don't know when he starts, then give him a follow and turn on your notifications or whatever it's called in Twitch, and you will be notified when he goes live. Great time over there. Yes, absolutely, Big Gamey. And then as soon as the shout out cooldown is done, we'll do a shout out for TBD Gamer and I'll tell you all about him. But for now, we're going to head on to the desktop, which I already did as I was saying that. Show the progress that we've made and tell you about what we are working on the stream. Gotta find Figma. So on this stream, we have been working on the financial management tracker. You can check it out on GitHub. It is open source, available for everyone to criticize and make fun of, and also cheer about, because I prefer supporting other people, including myself. So that's logo ideas. We need this one. So that's available on GitHub. The application is a stream project, but we are treating it as if we have an internal server error. I didn't actually load the model. But anyway, you can still play. Just use shoot or pew or shoot. Hi, Napalm.
I got a bad feeling about this.
I got a bad feeling about this too. Summon a biscuit. Aerobius, load your model. Orca, load. Maybe by the 404 500 not found. Maybe by the time you shoot your last arrow, the LLM will be loaded. Okay, so this app is intended for personal use, for an individual to track their finances manually by entering in their transactions. So in one screen, you can enter in your payments. In another screen, you can enter, and payments are, of course, moving money from one of your tracked accounts. Nope, it still gave us an internal server error. From one of your tracked accounts to a external source. In another one, you can enter your deposits, which is moving money from an external source into one of your tracked accounts. And in a third transaction tab, data entry tab, you can enter transfers, which are transactions between tracked accounts. So that's all done. The application is working, it's functional, it's doing all the things that we told it we want it to do. We have some new things that we want to add to it now that we have a fully working application. But what we've been doing lately is redesigning the overall look and feel of the application. So this is what it currently looks like if you were to clone it, except for the title bar. If you were to clone it and run it on your machine, then you would see a landing page that kind of looks like this, data entry pages that kind of look like this, and the data history or the transaction history list, and a maintenance page that kind of looks like this. Not fully. And so I wanted to go through a full-on actual designer's process for redesigning an existing web app. And so that's kind of the role that we're taking on now. The client that asked for this website or this web application is like, all right, thank you so much for your service, for your app, or the product. It works great. We won't be renewing our contract with you though. We're going to go to another contractor to have them do UI work because you've told us you're not great at UI and now we want someone that is. So, so we're playing the role of a contract company that has skilled UI developers, designers, and developers. Right now we are a UI designer redesigning the application. And we're taking our time doing it. I feel like I want to rush through it all the time. Yeah, know your strengths. So in doing this, I am also building up skills in doing UI design work. And then we will implement that design, which I am much better at doing UI implementation than I am at design. So we're just going to keep going with that. This is what we currently have as one option for the landing page. This is what we have for another option at the landing page. So we might come up with more options, but you can see that the overall title bar hero layout is pretty much the same. It's a full page, borderless look. And it feels clean, and as soon as we figure out what content to put in here, it'll look even cleaner. To me, at least. The logo is a placeholder logo. We'll come up with one. The content, we really should come up with some actual content to put here so that we're not using placeholder text. I'm also learning the design tool that we are working in, which is Figma. I knew a little bit about it before, and I'm getting better as we go along. So there we go. Countdown timer should have reset by now, so I'm going to do a shout out for TBD Gamer, who said he is now in his daily stand-up, so hopefully that doesn't take too long for him. But he streams earlier in the day, around 5 hours ago is when he starts, and he goes for about 2 hours. Sometimes he goes over. Maybe it was 5.5 hours ago. But he streams every day. And on Mondays and Tuesdays, he works on another project that is a greenfield project that, I mean, both of them are stream projects that he does. But the Mondays and Tuesdays ones are ones that he only works on stream. It's on GitHub. His Wednesday through Friday project is one that is still a stream project, but he's treating it like it is an actual work product, because he does plan on releasing it, turning it into something that is robust and reusable by people that people want to use and maybe even pay for using. But he's doing that all on stream. He's doing some work off stream, but yeah, it's really cool. That's all. It's really cool. So give him a follow, watch his content if you get the chance to. Here's something that we're keeping in mind from last stream. Junicus had an animation idea, so I wrote that down. We're keeping track of that. If any of you do have recommendations and suggestions, remember that we're trying to do this from the standpoint of a professional industry company wants us to have this fully working, robust application, web application that they are selling as a product, that they are offering as a product, selling or doing for free. And so whatever ideas we come up with, it should work in the context of this is a professional product targeted to consumers that want to track their finances, but professional nonetheless. So while I like the funny gimmicks and stuff, I still want to keep this as professional as possible. So that's where we're at. And also water. Okay. So when last we spoke, more water. I'm gonna have to go upstairs and refill this. First of all, hello Dukasoft. Thank you for coming in and saying hi. I hope you have been well. I have a feeling based off of things that you've said before that you have been quite busy. So I hope you are able to be the good kind of busy. I think last time you said that it's both. It's the good kind of busy and also annoying kind. But still good to see you. And then Napalm. Napalm came in. Hello, Napalm. We should be connected now. So... Hi. Are you connected to chat now? Question mark. Hi. Good. So the bot is up and running. I mean, the LLM is up and running. The bot was up and running this whole time. Naming things, wording things is hard. Okay, are we good now? Did I catch up? Did I say all the things? I close that window. The kids are having issues at school. I feel like it's going in the right direction now, at least. Well, I will send a whole bunch of whatever kind of energy you need. It'll be specific. It won't just be random blasts of energy in your direction, because you could probably, do without a whole bunch of just excess energy that you don't need or want. I'll make sure it's something beneficial. Okay, this is going to be really hard to do because I want this view. Man, I need the space between the top and the bottom to have shrunk. So maybe what I actually need is in my component. Dang. I probably need these to be centered. Wait, what is the button? Excuse me, why is that button not in the hero? It is. Why isn't the frame is not wrapping the button? That was really odd. I don't know if you saw that. That was really odd. Doesn't matter. Okay. I would like for this, all of this stuff here, content area maybe, to be placed. Oh, thank you so much for the for the gift sub. Holy cow. Thank you so much, Dukasoft. Super duper nice of you. Holy cow. Pikami, you can now enjoy 2 whole emotes that you didn't originally have. I think. Unless I've made them all available for free. Anyway. And if you didn't already have Twitch Turbo, then you can also enjoy ad-free viewing on this channel. I'm so good at this. I'm gonna center the content. This is what I'm trying to do. No, the content I said. Content. I'm gonna center the content. And actually, I didn't want... Oh, goodness. What am I doing? I'm too excited. Thank you so much for that, Dukasoft. That was super duper kind. You are an amazing. Okay. So if I center those, then when I've resized down here, they should give me less margin above and below. Which they do. Good. 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 And so there you go. Now we have a what happens when you scroll down type of view. So our state goes, we get the full screen splash, and then you scroll down, and now you're starting to squish the splash, or the hero, I said splash, the hero section, and you're seeing the rest of the what does this app do content. And so this app, track your transactions, streamline your financial goals with our user-friendly app. This was generated by Gemini. Is that what we ended up using? Effortlessly track sour. Oh yeah, and then the term sour account balances. Was that you, Napalm, with the sour, or was that Junicus? Sour account balances, or maybe it was TBD. Man, you guys have been contributing so much that I'm getting you mixed up. I'm sorry, children. Class, if you all stayed in the same seats and didn't change your seats every single time, I'd be able to keep you straight. My goodness. Effortlessly track sour account balances to maximize your net worth. Experience the convenience of managing your finances with our innovative solution. And you know what? This really does kind of seem like a hero selling point. If one were to ask me, which no one did. But I asked me. Oh no. Get started. I'm going to lock your top. Left and top. Textuses. I am going to lock your top. Okay, that should work better. And so this thing should be centered again. Estile. Hero content left. Vertically centered. Okay, which means that I need to come up with some other content for this area. I don't like how close the get started button is. Let's look a little better. Okay, Napalm wrote, Copilot taught me something I never had to worry about before today. Apparently, with Fake It Easy, you can capture values a method was invoked with, so you can assert they are as expected. Example, if you are creating a time window based off datetime.now, If you pass in as an argument to a mockable service method, you can validate that the from to date range is calculated as expected. When maybe that's happening in a private method, for instance. I appreciate it anyway. Hey, we actually have a second instance or second round of archery going. I was not expecting it to actually work. Oh, and he took it from Big Gamey. Big Gamey's time ran out. Oh, geez. I'm sorry, guys. My stomach has been doing weird things lately. That one was silent but deadly. And here we go. Oh, yeah. 95. I need a coffee pot at my desk. I was thinking of using my French press, or as Irish John would call it, my percolator. I was considering using my filling up my French press at the beginning of the day and keeping the metal part of it warm. 3 in a row. What? The percolator. Keeping it warm so that when I'm ready for my next cup of coffee, I can just, it's there and it's ready. Instead of having a whole entire Keurig. Because one thing that happens with Keurig, dang. One thing that happens with the Keurig is if you have a normal sized mug and you don't have something that boosts it pretty much right underneath the part where the liquid comes out, it'll splash inside of the cup. And so the counter in front of the Keurig will eventually build up a whole bunch of coffee stain. And I don't want that on my desk or my carpet or anywhere. But with my current coffee mug, the reason that I don't enter a lot of the giveaways on Jern's channel or BitGamey's channel that are coffee mug specific, I have a tall enough mug that it sits pretty much right under. Don't use Keurig and kill the environment, or use Keurig and use the not disposable, reusable cups with either beans that you grind yourself or ground coffee. Which I have 6. Really? I thought like my favorite that they don't make anymore. My favorite coffee, the Folgers 1850 Pioneer Blend, specifically, which is a medium roast, is super duper tasty. The other thing that I could use my Keurig for, which I was doing when I was actively using the French press, is putting the ground coffee inside of the French press and then using the Keurig to fill it up, because it's the exact right temperature that I need it to be. I got lazy. I gave away my Keurig. Couldn't get a strong enough brew for me. Oh, my Ninja coffee bar has a rich setting that soaks the beans before dripping. Nice. Yeah, that sounds super good. Sounds luxe. Okay. I need a different phrase for this now, though. I don't know. That's gonna have to work for now. Wrong button. That was a double click. And wait, that's transfers. Oops. I kind of want to do the opposite of this, which is to put payments second. Not resize, move. Friendo. And then switch you to the far left, switch you to the far right. Line some things up ish, not really. Okay, this is kind of the overall skeleton of this section. I really need to think of what I want this to look like. Until then, Dukasoff says, Sulk, beans, bear, what? I drink my coffee while riding a wrecking ball. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's because, do you drink your coffee black napalm? Is that why it doesn't taste full enough to you from a Keurig unless you use this soak method from your Ninja? Or do you do creamer and sugar? Because I do cream and sugar, and I can tell when the coffee is watery because the only thing that I can taste is cream and sugar. But my Keurig tends to do pretty well with the right amount of coffee boldness. It really depends on the grind that I use. Sugar? Yes, lots, please. I drink a little bit of coffee with my cream and sugar. No. Stevia and a splash of milk. I mean, kind of the same thing. I use stevia as well. No, I use Truvia. I use Truvia, but I use non-dairy powder creamer, which of course all the coffee aficionados are gonna be like, "You what? How dare!" Oh no. I will go and refill my water because I need to drink lots and lots of water lately. I've been very dry. See? So I'm going to go now and do that because Tukasoft told me to. Um, um, I have no idea what to put on my screen. Let's put this on my screen and I'll be right back. That is hilarious. Did you tell it to choose that joke? Because I was just talking about feeling extremely dry. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. I'll read it when I get back. I really need to not run up and down the steps when I do that. Because then you guys are just going to hear me panting for the rest of the stream. Whew. Oh, hi? Oh, bye. Okay. No! Missed. Okay. Shout out to Eigenhead's dad joke, the dad joke API that DukaBot is using. It's still a shout out to Dukasoft because he's still the best non-bot bot ever. No LLM, and he's still context aware with his jokes, with his random selected jokes. That was awesome. So the joke was, I was talking about needing to drink lots of water because I've been feeling exceptionally dry lately. Joke was, if you want a job in the moisturizer industry, the best advice I can give is to apply daily. It was perfect. It was so on time and perfect. "35 minutes, 50% of which was trying to figure out how other teams do badly at So tell us about the actual process that you guys did, though. Which part of it took the longest? I mean, you say 50% of which was trying to figure out how other teams. Does that mean that everyone finished their stand-up and then you started talking about this thing? Or was it in the middle of someone's stand-up that you guys went off topic? Or maybe it was on topic, but something that probably shouldn't have been discussed during the stand-up part. Because how ours went this morning was, I sent an email to my PM who had just come back from his 2 weeks out of office today. So first thing this morning, which was about 4 hours before stand-up, I sent a message that said, so we've kind of streamlined our stand-up process. We're doing this thing where each person gives their, this is what I did yesterday, this is what I'm doing today. I need to meet with blah after stand-up, or I have nothing else after that. I'm good. I can keep going. And each person does that. And then afterwards, if there are any situations where person A needs person B, they stay after, they start a separate call if they need to, whatever. But that's it. So my PM was like, okay, that's cool. Thank you for stepping up and taking care of this. And I'm like, I'm letting you know this to hopefully get buy-in from you for this process as well. Not necessarily saying directly that you are someone that keeps this from happening, but still saying it for the most part. So anyway, today we followed that process, and then afterwards PM was like, so I do need to talk with you, Umberto, about this other thing. And I'm like, okay, cool. Do you need the rest of the guys here? He's like, well, yeah, maybe. I do need person from testing team. I do need person from UEFI team and other person from UEFI team. So yeah, I do need them all. And it was really just something that was only for me. And then after he finished with that, everyone else went away and we talked about more stuff to get him caught up on the week. And then we talked about more stuff and then more stuff. And then the stream started and I'm like, I gotta go. I have this time blocked off as I do every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. He's like, cool. So yeah, definitely have a good day. And then one of the other devs decided to join stand up just as I was leaving because he kind of forgot that the clock changed. So he joined at 10:30 our time instead of 9:30. I was like, oh. Mobile devices automatically update their times, and you're most likely using your mobile device as your alarm clock. But, you know, things happen, so who knows? I don't know their situation. Clock changed, how dare! So yes, in the US, our clock is now 1 hour ahead of what it used to be. So to everyone else, it feels like, to everyone else in the world, I guess, or those that have not changed their clocks yet, it feels like the US is doing stuff 1 hour earlier than they usually do, than we usually do. Whatever. Yeah, just need to get rid of it. It worked for the time when people needed to get out and do their business during daylight time, during light hours of the day. But now you can pretty much do business in any industry at any point in time, especially nighttime when it's dark for some specific. And this is really hard to move my fingers the right way. This goes over here. This one goes over here. Yeah. A head? US is strange. Feet and heads to calculate stuff? Yes, exactly. I'm stalling because I have no idea what this needs to look like. First of all, this background color is just, it's not working for me. Let's just get rid of the background color. I think the trap that I constantly fall into is I make the font size too small when I first start, and then as I'm implementing, it looks too big in the actual app. So I was trying to accommodate for that, but I don't think it's working for me. Caption large? Nope. Caption large is even smaller. I don't want it to be a heading size. Whatever. I'll make it a heading size. See if I care. Gosh. Oh, you know what? You know what might make this a little bit better? Is if I framed these like so and did this as the content area for my track transactions section. Yeah. Or wait, is that what this outer thing was? That's what this outer thing was to begin with. So it's this thing that I'm trying to make smaller like this. Waddy gooch. And then you there should be right aligned. And that way when I do right align and left align, I don't have to readjust it. They can all just push themselves to the far right edge of their parent content. What happened? It's not doing what I thought it was going to do. Pout, pout, pout. Oh, right. Content area goes away. We don't need that anymore. And same thing with my left aligned people. Which just doesn't. Okay, so now whenever I resize this thing for the content, then it'll just do what I want it to do. And align correctly. Good. I don't know how people do this. How in the world does design work? All right, what does it look like for other sites? What are you? Can we close this? We talked about Kyoto on Friday, maybe? Which has to do with Open API, and I was talking about OpenAI API during that time. Mass transit. Did I debug? Did I bookmark this? I think I put this in my normal browser because it is a resource that I would want to use for real, for real. We talked about, oh, this was talking about an applications API compared to the web APIs. That is the overloaded term for some kind of endpoint system where you send requests to and get a response back. Here we go. Here's some design stuff. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to steer away from the typical left-right thing, but I mean, what else is there? You get this left image, right text, and then on the next line, you get the right text, the right image, the image on the right, text on the left. Or you get this top one, which is card style. Here's the card top image. Here's some text about that thing. Or what are our other options? Because I don't want to do either of those two. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Exactly. Perfect timing for that too. So we got this. I kind of like this where it's showing a screenshot of the application. But this is better for something more like a showcase website. Let's see it on Dribble. We have a Dribble account. You're finding Sonar Cube as offensive today. What did it do to you? How did it offend you? This one. I like this one. Gave me a D for a bug that is not a bug. So Sonar Cube is a testing, kind of like Wave, like this thing. Something that scores your application, either the code or the UI, either from a security standpoint or from an architecture standpoint or from a testing coverage standpoint. I said either and gave you 3 options. What are you going to do about it? I'm going to berate myself for it. What are you going to do about it? I was going to look it up. What is Sonar Cube? Code quality, security, and static analysis. So yes. All of everything that I just said. Okay, do we like this? Anyone? Anyone like this? Yeah, so I'm offended. Sonarkeep is a jerk. Agreed. Dang it, Sonarkeep. Quit being a jerk. I just don't have this much content to put. That's what the main issue is. How do we bloat content? Because it kind of seems more like I need to do this, yeah? What does that even look like if I resize? Yeah, I thought so. It does have to be right. Control Z, man. The problem with being a designer and a developer is you have to do everything twice. I agree. And it's just not as fun for me doing the design part. Well, no, that's a lie. I'm going to correct myself because I already know this about myself and I keep ignoring it. It's only fun if I know how to do it the first time. It's only fun if I already have the skills to do the thing that I want to do. And with design, I don't have the skills yet. I'm working on them. And I'm just frustrated by that entire process. What size are you? Let's make you an even 568. Why can't I change the width of this thing? It's so weird. I can't change the width using the numbers unless I start resizing. I can remember when learning to code, it was frustrating when you did not know how to do what you want. Exactly. Like my freshman year of college, the very first one that I just pretty much failed at life in college. The first courses that I took were C/C++ and Java at the same time. And I had never done any kind of software development that looked like that. I've only done up to that point VBA, VB6, QBasic, and I don't know, I would call them scripting languages or script-like languages. So when I started doing Java and having this syntax with curly braces and semicolons, I remember asking my next door neighbor in the dorms who was a second or third year at university. And I'd be surprised if he was third year because by your third year, you're not really living in the dorms typically. But anyway, just what's wrong with my code? I cannot figure this thing out. And it's just, I'm missing a semicolon in one place. And I remember just having my mind blown that he takes a glance at my screen and he just says, this is what the issue is. And I'm like, how did you know to look for that? How did you get to this point? Because I couldn't fathom, I couldn't grasp it. I had no clue how to find those patterns. And it was just because I didn't have enough time with enough experience. Let's just say that. Yeah, and the error messages. Well, when do you think this was? 1970? I'm kidding. The error messages were pretty bad, especially for Java using BlueJ. And BlueJ was essentially just a class diagramming tool, but I remember feeding my code to it somehow, and it created the class diagrams. Yeah. And debugging C++ with the GDB, whatever the command line tool was for being able to step through C and C++ code. Oh, so hard for me. I had no clue what I was doing. Anyway, I couldn't. I was terrible at it. And so when I look at people asking questions now that to anyone else is like, oh my God, this is obvious. Why don't you know that already? It's like, I remember the types of questions I used to ask when starting off. and how long it took before I even recognized those patterns or what to look for. So that's why I strongly encourage our community to be super duper thoughtful when other people ask questions. Because you don't know where they're at. Or maybe you do, but you're just like, I don't have time for you. You just need to learn. Shoot. Payments. Oh, hello, High Horse. How are you? Been a minute. I'll get off that horse. I'm back. I'm back. Deposits. Transfers. Perfect. Yay. And you go here. And you are my header. Good. Okay. More comments that came in. Tessie says hello. Hello. Hope you're having a great day so far. It is Monday. For a lot of us, that's the start of our work week. What time is it for you? Is it in the middle of your work day? Are you even at work? Do you do something else? You don't have to work or say that you're doing work if you don't, because I don't know why I asked it that way. I rarely ever do. And Dukasoft is like, at least it's not WordPress. I'm sure if I used WordPress to do all the things, I would find a way to use WordPress to do all the things. Like the way that I treat Blazor is how I would treat WordPress if that's the direction I went. TBD Gamer said to Marcus, I get frustrated every day. Marcus says the error messages were quite bad in those days, as if I'm from the 1800s, which I am. Only being able to edit one line of code at a time in DOS. Glad we don't have to do that anymore. Hey, we got a date time too. What's the date time for? Thank you for the date time. It is currently 1725 in the UK. Don't I have lion time? No, that's Dugabots. Don't I have UTC? There we go. There we go. Thank you, Dukasoft bot. I think my issue is I don't want to learn PHP. Yeah. But again, if that's the language that I decided to go with, I would be preaching to all of you, PHP is the way to go, and you probably wouldn't even be here. You are correct.
We don't need to print the internet.
No, we don't. We definitely don't. Please stop printing the internet. Ready, please. Oh, man. Which thing did I fail on? I mean, I don't care. I love that sound. Oh, no more PHP. Did any of you happen to see Juan Van's message in Discord? He asked about a WPF thing, and I can only answer the Blazor way, but he's making a custom tab control with tab control items. He wants to initialize the tab control items somewhere else in a different page, in a different, I don't know, WPF control of some sort, and load it into the tab control at a later time. So if any of you have any thoughts or suggestions and have the availability to, can you respond in the codehelp.net channel? I'm going to try to do some research on it and give a response, but off the top of my head, in Blazor, you just pretty much keep a list of tab control item models. And then when you're displaying your tab control, then you say for each tab control item in tab control item model list thing, print out a tab control. That's it. You are never late, Disco. You are perfectly on time. I never had to touch WPF, thank God. I don't mind it. I thought I would hate it a lot more than I do because of XAML. But since you can do a lot of the UI using C# and the code behind, I don't need to. But I also just, I can see it being treated like HTML. I don't have to touch it that much though, so I'm sure if I needed to do a lot more than I'm currently doing with it, especially to do with positioning things, I would get extremely frustrated and annoyed. Okay, deposits. This is where we might can use our piggy bank. Might, maybe can. Give me a copy of this piggy bank. Actually, move all the way down here. Yeah, I still don't like that. I want something more like a real graphic for that. Because the other thing that I could use here instead is just the piggy bank itself, for one. And for two, the non-colored one. So it almost seems to me like this part would work better in this kind of format. And then payments. I don't even remember what we could use for payments and transfers. So yeah, maybe that's what we do. So this is good. Oops. We think about what we want these sections to look like, come up with a couple of ideas on that. Spacing, vertical spacing, we'll put 20. I did that. You're already 20. Huge. Oops. 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 What oops? Oh my goodness, just go all the way down here. And then you. Are you not the same height or what? Looks the same height to me. Whatever. Okay, SOAP and ASMX service. Fun times. Hello, President. Not sure. I agree. I never really had to use SOAP. I had to deal with SOAP services though, so I got my pain there. Oh yes, thank you. Did you catch my stream at the weekend? So I typically am not anywhere online on the weekends, so I didn't. But I had a go at coding by voice whilst riding my bike. Turns out it's quite difficult. Holy cow. Do you have a VOD? Do you post your VODs to Twitch? Because I want to see that. I remember, just to go back to this conversation point, I remember that I needed to learn a little bit about SOAP when I was working on that first developmental assignment, the temporary developmental assignment when I was with the Department of the Army. I dropped it as soon as I could. I was like, we have other ways of communicating the stuff that I needed from it, and I can't even remember what it was for. But yeah, I was like, no, I don't want to use this. But yes, I do see your VOD. Is this a full VOD? Hello, Violet Dragon. Says, what's up? Check out this beautiful picture. Yes. Look at him go. I love the GitHub cat cutout for your video. I have no idea. I would not be able to breathe at all. TBD says I can barely stand at a desk coding while doing something else entirely. I'm okay with doing other things while I code. Cat, go right. Oh, anyway, I'm okay with doing other things at my desk because, like I've told you guys before, I'm typically watching at least 4 other streams while going through my workday. No one is currently online, or actually, there are people online that I would watch, such as it's Oik and Manadano and W Giorgio, which I don't really know what they do. I haven't been watching their stream all that much. Anyway, that's there. Make that bigger. But yeah, I do love I do love my standing desk. And I was wondering if you were at a standing desk, TBD, but I kind of saw it when you brought your dogs in on Thursday or Friday. It was Friday. When you brought your dogs in and you were moving around to them very easily. Do you stand most of the time, TBD? Because I stand at my desk all day. All work day, I should say. First time I sit down is during yoga or whatever exercise we're doing that day at 7:30. But then after that, after I get back to my desk, it's 8:30 until 3:30, and then I cook or find food, and then we sit down for dinner around 5, and then I'm sitting for the rest of the day. Very nice. Anyway, Violet Dragon is here. What's up? I want to buy me something really cool. I want to buy me a Raspberry Pi. Awesome. I think you would have fun with them. There can be a lot to them if you get all of the parts and pieces for whatever specific project you want to do with your Raspberry Pi. I still have my wire kit thing bundle for my Arduino and an Ethernet shield and a couple of B shields, a bunch of LEDs, breadboard. Yeah, and I haven't touched it in 10 years, maybe more. Oh, Raspberry Pi, I hear a lot of really good things about going with Raspberry Pi first. There's an easier development kit. Maybe Arduino has a really good development kit now too. But Arduino has its own language, which is just Java. So if you can do Java, you can play with an Arduino. But I hear Raspberry Pis are just easy to work with. I don't have any practice with it. If only I could spell ice cream. Oh, what Violet Dragon was gonna buy. Yes, ice cream. That's really cool. What would you do with it? So many available projects. Absolutely. And that's the thing. You can do anything embedded system-wise with it. One day, my interior designer will get around to it. Whenever. No pressure. And when I say interior designer, I mean... Anyway. But having some... vaporwave type lighting down here, most likely we'll be able to control it using a Raspberry Pi. That'd be fun. Let you guys control the light, color, and all that stuff. I turned from a Java lover to a hater. Really? Interesting. Yeah, is there a specific programming language that you're supposed to be using for Raspberry Pi, or is it just you? Oh, this is cool. Or is it just that you write in whatever language and then upload, or you get certain libraries in whatever language you happen to be using? Python, C, or Java, I can't do any of them, but it's easy to learn, so yeah. Because what it seems like is you just need some library, even for the Arduino, you just need some library for being able to access the ports and the hardware right in whatever language you want, as long as it's small enough to fit on the device. Okay. What are we doing here for this? I don't think I can come up with my own logo, icon, graphic for this. So let's just use the interwebs to find payments graphic for website. That could work. So as I've mentioned before, I'm trying to steer away from using any known monetary symbols, which just about all of these have the dollar symbol, the US dollar symbol. And then this is still kind of modeled after the US dollar. Not every country uses that. Some countries still use coins for their large currency. So really the thing that I'm looking for that just slipped out of my head when I saw these was something like a credit card, for example. I have not looked at the calculator yet, Violet Dragon, because, as I mentioned before, we're doing the design work and we won't be doing any more development work until we're done with the design. So we won't have a chance to look at the calculator until after we do that. TBD Gamer says, put a one lion logo as the currency symbol. So keep in mind, I think you were in your stand-up when I said this, but just as serious as you are about your application that you're making, I am trying to be that same kind of professional feeling with this application, but that's still a good idea where instead of using the one lion logo, which it's probably a serious recommendation from you, you just don't know that the logo for us is, where is this component? Take me to the component. Frame, zoom. What am I looking for? View, zoom to selection. There we go. Wrong coin. All right, so here's coin flat. We will create a new variant called on edge. We'll call this one laying down. Okay. Our coin on edge is going to be our regular coin. Oh my goodness. What am I trying to do? Get rid of that. Are you really just one ellipse? Oh, okay, sure. Well, I need you to be proportionate to the laying down one. But anyway, I like your idea a lot is what I was trying to get at. Make you as tall as you are wide. So you are 45.21, 45.21. Move. Can I put Y at 0? Thanks. One lion, 2 1 lion, 3 1 lion. Hi 1 lion. Hello Thindle. Shout out to Thindle. Shout out to Thindal. Yeah, so instead of using the gimmick one, we're going to use the Automated Realms logo instead. Which is where? What? I could have sworn that we pulled it into the app. Oh my gosh. Forgive my inability to target the right title bar. This is still going. Bindle stuff. I think we already used this too. We copied and pasted the concept. Where would that be? Where did I put it? A swirling automated realms logo. Yes, that's where we're going. How do I get back to life? Why are you saying I'm logged out? Oh my goodness. Continue with goggle. Wait, that's the... I think I just created a new account. I'm a designer. Whatever means I can use this for free. And don't get pop-ups every 12 seconds. Hi, designer. I'm noob. Well, I didn't say I'm a pro designer. I'm a noob designer too, so I am also noob. And Stream Elements with another shout out for Big Gaming. Oh yeah, by the way, Thindle's streams are .NET development. You will see him working on modernizing a legacy payment e-commerce site from .NET Framework. Well, from web forms through .NET Framework through .NET Core, etc., etc. It's gonna be great. Just hang out with him. He's a great streamer. So anyway, this obviously this account won't have my logo. So I need to log in on my primary cuenta. Almost ready to start the actual upgrade. That is so cool. So payment system is squared away. Where? Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I know that I have the GIF. Yes, you heard me right. I know that I have the GIF in here. I just don't remember where I put it. Here it is. Are you an SVG? You're the SVG. Thank goodness. Okay, so this is going to be logo, no text. Logo, text below. Oh man, I have different sizes too. Small. Small. I mean, wait, what? Oh yeah, okay. Medium. And this is all going to change anyway. I'm going to base everything off of this SVG for the logo, but instead of the GIFs. Logo, large, shadow. Dang it. I'm just going to put text below true. Then we're going to turn you into a component. 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 Combine as variants. We get the properties from what I just typed. This first property is size. The second one is text position. And the third one is shadow. Ooh, shadow. Which this one has a shadow, so you are also true. And you are false. And that way, when we use the component, for example, we use this one, then shadow is a toggle thing. Thing. Okay, so we have our logo component. You're coming with me. So logo component, make it smaller, make it fit into here. And we will have a layer effect of overlay. Color burn. No, I really wanted to have a 3D effect, but like one thing that I miss from normal layer stuff in GIMP and Photoshop and whatever else does layers is the ability to do like an emboss on the object in a very easy way, but it's not easy to do in Figma unless there is a plugin for it, which we found a plugin for the perspective, which was really cool. So maybe there is an emboss effect. What is embossed lines? Tell me what embossed lines does. Nothing. It did absolutely nothing. Oh, works only with flattened vector layers. I need to read So if I detach, flatten, make you color dodge is what we used last time. Nothing. Tomorrow, Stockholm for an expo. Wednesday, back online. Cool. So are you actually going to stream on Wednesday, or you're just going to be around? Is that what you mean? Just about final test being done tonight. Awesome. Did I miss stuff? Welcome to Figma. Thanks Dream Elements for shouting out Big Gamey again. Except yesterday, then it was satisfactory. It went so. And almost ready to start the actual upgrade. Just about final test being done tonight on the payment system. Tomorrow, Stockholm for an expo. Wednesday, back online. Jiff, unsubbed, unfollowed. Yes. Oh, that makes me sad. Baby, how about Nugget versus Nougat? I say Nougat. You don't have to agree with me. Nor do you have to agree with me on the pronunciation of Jiff either. You say it the way you want, but I say Jiff. And Jason, not Jason. I used to say Jason. Yeah, TBD Gamer says Nougat. Nougat. Or at least typed out Nougat. Are you seriously asking a baby about that? Oh, you were asking baby. SQL. I have been saying sequel. A lot of the times I do say SQL, or not a lot of the times, more rare I say SQL. Big Game is such a baby. Oh, Lee, you're such a baby. In Sweden, it's SQL, English, sequel. I say it both ways. I just tend to say sequel more because lazy. As long as they contain chicken, I don't care. Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets or chicken nougats? Both of them sound perfect. Okay, I need to... Maybe it's the color dodge that's making me not be able to see this thing here. But this doesn't seem to be doing anything for me. I'm expecting to see these edges turn embossed. Elevation factor, maybe. Nothing. 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 Okay. So I'm using it wrong because I didn't actually read how to use it. You take me to funk it down. Oh, wait, no, that's right. I only want it on the vector. Truth. I want to go to your details again. Create interesting embossed line patterns for vector layers. This is a vector layer. Select vector layers of shapes that you want to create patterns from. Modify parameters to your liking. Default values do a good job. You can reset these at any time. Click create lines. Can't create a pattern with more than 80 lines. Can't select more than 20 layers. Works only with vector layers. Section for previewing the parameter controls feature idea. Okay, so it does seem like I'm using this the way that they intend. I have a vector layer. I'll use their default values. I'll push create lines. and nothing happens. Does Sigma support? Does Figma support save as HTML with CSS files? There is this developer mode that I believe can generate HTML and CSS. Cost money to use, I think. So if I were to, for example, take this entire component, my landing page full, why can't I drag select? That's really annoying. Then I click on this button here, and here's Figma to code. HTML, Tailwind, Flutter, Swift UI. Unless that can happen at any point in time. No, I think it's in developer mode. Figma to code. So I saw this. Do you only work in... Oh my goodness, this is terrible looking. Do you only work in... No, here's my HTML. Here's my Tailwind. Wait, is HTML just pretty much saying we aren't using any CSS library, but I still get CSS or no CSS? I get gradients and colors and stuff. So I don't know, let's see what this looks like. I'd be interested, especially since it would buy me time to think more about what we're currently doing. Won't you take me to... I don't know which account I'm logged in on this. I mean, you guys have seen me log into this before, so I don't know why I moved that off the screen. I'm not worried about that. Okay, this was me trying to help TBD Gamer, but Junicus jumped in and just nailed it. Got it taken care of pretty much immediately after. It was really awesome. Okay, so there's that. So, body. Oh, inline styles. Okay, all right, that makes sense. Padding 0, margin 0. Okay, save and change view to full page. So the answer is yes-ish. Div this, div soup, div anyone, but it's still a start. I mean, it's got a pretty good structure overall. Essentially, if you aren't using a CSS framework like Tailwind, you would most likely just change this out for a class. And this would be whatever class container. How you do container. Except did I tell this thing to use... Yeah, Tailwind. That's funny. It's because TVD Gamers codebase use Tailwind. But yeah, it's now just a matter of pulling out all of your CSS classes, turning these into semantic HTML, and making sure that the structure actually works for you. The cool thing would be to have the background be an actual gradient that goes from left to right. I don't know how I would do this as a gradient, but they would, or sorry, diagonal gradient from top left to bottom right. And that way it doesn't matter how you resize the page, it would still be the same gradient. But I can definitely see gradient 1 being top left to bottom right, or at least at this angle, with stops at whatever this percentage is, this percentage, and this percentage. So yeah, Marcus, yes. I'm gonna say yes. We're all learning together. Can't be as bad as Coral Draw. Could be. My favorite thing to do with this, though, is to right-click, copy as SVG. And now you have an SVG of whatever that thing is. I love the design you're making, though. Thank you. Divitis. That's exactly what it is. I was selected to lead, not to read. Weirdly, I say SQL unless it's followed by the word server. Then I say SQL Server. It's all academic for me. I can't use the mouse. True. I mean, you could, just not in the intended way. Sorry, that was probably bad. Okay. This coin though. What's the shift 2? Shift 2. I am never going to remember that. Shift 2. We're here. Okay, so the thing that I was trying to do is get this to be 3D-ish to make it look like it's etched into or onto or around the coin itself. And I was trying to do that using a plugin that we just found called Emboss Lines. It looked like I was using it the right way. Select the vector layer. This is a vector layer. Oh, no, I'm modifying the component itself. Select the vector layer, set the parameters, choose create lines. Is it that it's just too small? Wait, what? It just duplicated it. What? Okay, so I was doing it, and it was creating new objects. But not quite what I wanted. I was expecting it to make this thing look embossed, not to create a new object. Any other emboss plugins? Photoshop, like layer style. Figma 3D, instantly convert your icons to 3D. Let's try this one. So let's do you to 3D. Shadows. I like it so far. I just don't think it's doing the 3D thing that I'm expecting it to. This is really close. Man, this background though. Why did they make this white background with really light text? Not quite sure on that decision there. Yeah, it's still not like the effect that I'm trying to do with this, I think is called solidify in Blender, where you have a flat object, you push solidify, and then it gives you an extruded face or extruded object essentially. And if I change you to perspective, no. 3D extrude, yeah. But my 3D extrude is only giving me shadow. I don't know. I don't get you. Render. Render. We're gonna try. I'm just gonna insert, see what happens. Oh, that's like that. You what, mate? I got a cutout. Not good. What you need is to be able to ask Copilot how to do it. Hush you. Automated realms. In Figma, how do I create an emboss effect on, how do I add an emboss effect on a vector layer? To add an emboss effect on a vector layer in Figma, you would need to follow these steps. First, select the vector layer. 2, go to Layer Styles panel, click on the plus, New Style, Bevel, and Emboss. Are you making that up? So the Layer Styles panel. Layer. Because the only thing you get here are shadows and blurs. Which I guess we could use some combination of blur and a duplicate. We'll try that in a second. AI does not make anything up. It's always true. Aha. Copilot gets snippy sometimes. That's not programming. Oh. Copilot gets snippy. Wait, I don't know how to break up your sentence. That's not programming. Bug off, Copilot. Answer me. I'm not sure I got it. Create a Boolean property. Over here. Come over here. Look here, you. Local styles, color styles. Yeah, I don't think that there's such thing as bevel and emboss. Okay, Marcus is saying GitHub Copilot, or wait, that's Napalm. Your guys' name colors are too similar in my chat window. Napalm was saying it likes to complain when you ask questions that aren't programming related now. Oh, that's dumb. Marcus said, it gave me a joke about bananas of the other day when I was asking code questions. Weird. Copilot did? Or other thing? Yeah, chat GPT. Okay. What am I trying to do? What I'm trying to do, look, what I'm trying to do. Bing chat. And yes, I did read that as Bing. They're going to specialize these copilots and make us buy one for everything, guaranteed. The whole point behind GPTs are generative thingies, because they want general intelligence, and that's their goal. I don't see why. I don't mind having, specialized AI agents, but the point to me would be like if you made a whole bunch of specialized AI agents and put them into the same system, then that's more like how our brains work, where we have different specialties that we know about in our brain. So why not have a whole bunch of specialized AI agents? And the answer is because too much memory. It takes way too much memory. I don't know where I was going with that. It was something to do with Entity Framework, if memory serves. Oh, Big Amy says, was the question at least related to Apple or Adafruit? Nope. I agree it's stupid, but that's one way to recoup their model training costs. Nope, that was something else. Yeah, I don't have too much to say on that because they're not fully fleshed out thoughts, but I do have thoughts on it, and it'd be a nice discussion to have. I can't flesh out those thoughts. I can't verbalize them at the moment for whatever reason. Yeah, here's what I wanted to try with this. Duplicate you. Change you to background blur, move you behind. Make the blur weaker, but still there. Up and over. Yeah, the problem is that I really want these edges. Like, it's easy to just duplicate the layer and then put it behind at an offset, but I need these edges to be connected and solid in order for it to look 3D. And that's just not going to work doing this to the approach that I'm using. So do a drop shadow from the bottom and inner shadow on the top. Or the other way around, whatever. Change blur. Wow. Wow, that's even just one square? And that kind of does it. Oh, right. Definitely not gonna do the thing that I'm trying to get it to do. I mean, kinda. That got really close. Can I take these colors and... Oh, except that I flattened it because... Can I re-expand you? Is that a thing you can do? Nope. Ah. Okay. Give me the thing back. Oh, right. Nope. We'll see here, Pita. That was terrible pronunciation because I had no idea what I was about to say until I said it. Okay. Okay. Why isn't it one gradient for all of them? Can I turn you into a style called purple gradient. And then apply you to all of these. Style, purple gradient. Except that I need it to be turned on a per piece. Basis. Gosh, words. Because if not, then the alternative is to go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to undo that. And I'm just going to turn each of them into their own style for the specific part. So this is bottom right is what I'll call it. Purple. Oh my gosh. Top left, top left. I've lost the ability to type. It is officially gone. Purple gradient, top left. Did that change it? No. That's weird. Style. Purple. What even? Purple gradient. Top right. Purple gradient. Bottom left. Okay. I just wanted them to be one color though. So I think the other thing that I wanted to try to get was this here, shush you, as a color variable. Purple, gray. No, the whole thing. Why isn't this? Because you can't do a gradient as a color. Man, okay, so that's not going to do what I wanted it to do. So instead, I'm going to get these here for colors, 3 colors, as hex, please, because it's easier. Back to you. Which one are you? First. Second. Third. Ew. Which should match up to is going to take a lot. First, I'm just going to try to put this somewhere else. Second. Third. You said it again. Let's go. Okay. Okay, and so what I plan on doing is modifying all of these gradients in here so that this color gets changed to this color instead. This one gets changed. Oh, I could make 3 color variables for gradient color 1, gradient color 2, gradient color 3. And then use those variables as the gradient color itself. So this here would become gradient color 1, gradient color 2, and gradient color 3. What am I doing? And as long as all 3 of these are using the same 3 colors in their gradient, then I should be able to tell this thing that I want it to use the variable for this color for this specific one. And I added a stop somehow, but I don't see that. Can I create a new style? I don't know. That's too hard. My brain. But anyway, point is I want to change all of this value to this color instead, this value to this color instead, and this value to this color instead. For all 3 of these, put it up here, and then we have a coin, hopefully, that looks like the right color. Right. So we'll do that in the next video, but first I'm going to read TBD Gamer's messages that came in. I decided to try and introduce GraphQL subscriptions as the last part of my make sure my vision is possible Angular work. I've had to piece together code from 3 or 4 different places. The standards and libraries have changed. This has taken way longer than I hoped, yes, but remember, well, I don't know what your timeline for yourself is on the project that you're using GraphQL on. But for me, like, this entire design process is already taking way longer than I was expecting it to. I mean, I knew that I didn't have the design skills to just iterate through this quickly, but I did think that I would be further along than still working on the landing page. But it can take as long as it takes. This project in particular doesn't have a timeline. It doesn't have a deadline. It just has I want to get it done eventually. So I hope you can feel the same with your stream project, but I know that you also want that particular one to be a product that is eventually available to other people to use. So yeah. So expected time times 2.5 times the number of managers times 1.2 times developers minus 1. Yeah, I'm in no rush. This work I'm doing to hopefully be able to set some future goals. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where you personally don't want it to just sit, because if you allow yourself to take as much time as it takes, it'll never get done. And if you have some kind of time constraint, then you're more likely to get more accomplished, but it also injects stress and just makes the project no fun. So you are still likely to drop it. All of these other considerations that I'm sure you make for yourself. Yeah. Okay, so time times 2.5 times max of manager count, or 1, times max of 1.2 times num devs minus 1, or 1. One of your parentheses, but yeah. I know what you mean. Cool. But anyway, thank you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you had fun. If not, I'll do my best next time. But you most likely wouldn't be here if you weren't choosing to be here. So I appreciate that a lot. I hope you join me again in the future whenever you happen to. I stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Fridays, like BitGamey, I took a page from his book, are my distracted streams, are my derail project streams where I do some amount of work on the bot remake, but most of the time, because it's community day, we just have lots of great conversation. And all of my videos are posted to YouTube no sooner than 24 hours after I end the stream. And thank you for being here, Disco. Thanks, Thindle, BitGamey, TBD Gamer, Napalm, Marcus, and Violet Dragon. Soft. Yeah. And Tessie, when you came in and said hello. Thank you all so much for being here. And all of you lurkers, I hope you enjoyed yourselves as well. I'm going to pick a target. And if anyone has a suggestion, I'm open to suggestions. Otherwise, I am looking, I am scanning, I am listening. Satellix is an option. Muniz is an option. So right now I have one vote for Muniz. And if nobody else speaks up, then Muniz it is. Manadano's been playing a game. I don't know if it's like Manadano's game or if Manadano just plays games. I don't really know what their stream is about. But it's distracting, so I'm going to switch that window over to Ravier. If I could spell Ravier's name, E-I-R. I before E except in Ravier's name. So, Muniz times 2. Raid Thindle, yes. If only Thindle were streaming today. We're missing a Thindle stream tomorrow because he will be in Stockholm. So we're setting up a raid for Muniz. Definitely give him a follow when you get there. If you like his content, he's working on a 2D platformer game that just looks absolutely fun. Love retro style games. All right. Let me turn them up so that I can hear when we get in there. But until next time, as I mentioned, I will post this video to YouTube whenever I do it. Maybe as soon as today, maybe immediately after the stream. But I will be getting back to hi before you accept after sometimes. I'll go where you want me to go. Support. All right. Anyway, ciao for now. Feel free to join us on Discord. I don't know if you already did all these, Dukasoft. Here's the YouTube channel that I put all the stuff in. Check out BitGamey whenever he goes live. Again, when his computer starts working for him. Check out all the people. All the amazing, cool people. Okay. Outro music. I don't know how to do outro music. I don't know how to do outro music, so I'm making my own.